Hi everyone, and welcome to day 19 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot. And today we are sharing any rituals, practices that we do before or after a read. Normally the first step for me is sound. I always cleanse and clear the room using a 16-inch crystal bowl and also a Tibetan bowl. And you can see I've placed one on my table. I find it's an instant shift for me personally. It takes me to that spot that I need to be in straight away. So sound for me is a sure way to get there. And while doing that, I always light some incense immediately. I love to use white sage or dragon's blood for that purpose of sort of cleansing and clearing the room. And I think at the same time it cleanses and clears me. I just feel grounded yet open. So to me, it's like I do a bit of a visualization where roots come out of the soles of my feet and connect to Mother Earth. A shot of white light comes down from the skies to connect me to the heavens above. And I mean, that's a second. You know, you don't have to sit there visualizing the whole thing for 20 minutes. But it's just a tool. That's what it is, just to get you ready to feel connected rather than scattered and floating around outside your body. That's what I feel. So I'll give you a strike of the bowl. See if you like it. Wow. For me, just to sit and close my eyes and breathe deep. One strike of that bowl, I'm ready to go. I really love it. So, yeah, that's what it is for me. You can see there's a piece of selenite on the other side of the table. If I feel a bit gluggy, a bit clunky in my body, in myself, before the client arrives, I like to sit there quietly and just place my hands on selenite. I am a big fan of selenite, and I do feel that it has those qualities of connection, you know, connection to the higher realms. If I need to ground myself, of course, I might sit there and hold a piece of black obsidian. That's one of my faves. I do feel a very close connection to crystals, so I do use them. And I think even if it is a gesture, if it works, do it. So I use that philosophy with clients also. I always keep a smaller piece of selenite or a palm stone close by, like this one here, and also a small piece of black obsidian and rose quartz. So if a client comes in and they are feeling stressed, highly strung, ungrounded, or bogged down, whatever it be, I invite them to sit quietly for a moment, close their eyes, and hold a piece of crystal. And again, it's a gesture. I believe in crystal energies, yes I do, but it doesn't matter whether they do or not if it works for them. I think it's just really a matter of giving them a moment to sort of gather their thoughts and defrag. And during that time, really once they are ready to go, I light a candle in honor of the read. And you can see on screen left, I've got my salute to the elements: fire, earth, air, water, and ether. I've got over here also, again, this is for myself. I don't invite anyone else to hold these two crystals, but I have a clear for masculine and cloudy for feminine energy. So, you know, again, it depends on the day. It depends how I feel. If I just need to balance the energies, because this is about opposing energies coming together and blending, you know, coming together in unity. So I feel very, very comfortable and centered once I sit quietly with these for a little while. And so again, they're another favorite. So it'll be these or the selenite, or if I really need to ground myself, it might be a piece of black obsidian, another favorite. When it comes to the deck, this is my quirky little thing. I've done it all my tarot life. I don't know why, and I'm not the only one to do it, I'm sure, but this is just my thing. 3 knocks. That's to introduce myself or reintroduce myself to the deck, to say good morning, to connect, to announce it's time. It's time for us to work together. Let's go. That's more or less the way I look at it. So 3 knocks, and then I give it a shuffle. I may even hold it in my hands or between my hands just for a moment. And again, this is just for a moment. This is in front of the client. And normally if I do, I might think of, say, a keyword or a quick gratitude prayer. And again, I don't mean sitting there for 5 minutes. I might just say thank you. Thank you for this read in advance. You know, thank you for the journey we are about to take, whatever it be. But I don't have any sort of official line. It's just whatever comes on the day. To me, it's about acknowledging the journey that you're about to take with your client. And not only that, I really respect shamanism and ritual and ceremony. And I think it's quite sad that we are losing those practices. It's only Indigenous cultures, or perhaps even some Indigenous cultures, that continue their ritual and ceremony. And I don't know, this is just my way of honouring those practices and keeping them alive in a little way. And if everyone did just a small practice every day, I mean, many of us do in our world, but I think generally people in the Western world are very caught up in consumerism, and I think they're losing their identity. And so I feel that whether I'm a professional tarotist or not, I would still do my ritual for myself, for my journey. In fact, I do. And it keeps me grounded, it keeps me focused, it keeps me on track. When I get caught up in stuff in the world, I come back and do a little ritual, a little grounding exercise or connection exercise. And it helps me remember why I am really here, and allows me to remove myself from all the dross that's out there past my front door. So it's kind of, when I do it for a client, for me, it's connected to my life. It's connected to my world. This practice with my client is connected to my practice as a person on a journey of awakening. And I like that. I like the interconnectedness. So it's not just some routine that my teacher said, hey, this is what you do a prayer, and then, you can kind of fall into that mechanical, yep, okay, I do a prayer, I light incense, blah, 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 and then I talk for an hour. It definitely, for me, has meaning to it, and I think if it comes from an authentic place and you do open your heart, or drop into your heart as we do in healing, I think the client really picks up on that. I do. I've never had any complaints, even like as far as inviting someone to hold a crystal. I've never had anyone, say to me, oh, for God's sake, really? What is this? And, clients come from all walks of life. We have CEOs, we have general managers, we have nurses, we have mums. It's across the board, isn't it? So I think that says something for the practice of ritual. I think that says something very positive. I admit, when I was studying, one of my teachers used to always say a little prayer, and like a little spiritual prayer, and he would ask for protection and ground himself and give thanks. My other teacher for my first diploma didn't. And I don't think one necessarily works better than the other. I don't think that if I didn't do my little practice, that my reads would be way off kilter or inaccurate. I don't think that at all. However, when you do honor your practice, I think it does enhance the reading. I think you go deeper and further and wider. And I think that's when those little miracles can happen. And I shared one before, you know, when you just make up a story and the person says, my God, that's exactly what's happening in my life. It's those little miracles. It's you know, opening up yourself to, I think, a higher level of consciousness. That's when things get really interesting. So for me, that little ritual helps me get there. When the read finishes, sometimes I receive a beautiful big hug from my client. I'm actually going to go as far as saying most of the time. I never initiate a hug because some people find it confronting, but it's so lovely that they approach you for a hug, males and females alike. So that is a very heartfelt moment for me. And once they leave, I again tend to just hold the deck in my hand and give thanks. So what I do is cleanse them in my large crystal bowl. You can even do it in the Tibetan bowl, but the crystal bowl is large and spacious, and it's a very short, sharp and effective way of cleansing a whole deck. When I buy a brand new deck, I am one of those people that puts every single card, you know, through, like immerse it, if you like, every card one by one into incense smoke. But of course, yeah, client after client, you can't do that. So there's always time to at least place the cards in a crystal bowl and give them a cleanse. And that's really about it. I sort of, within my heart, give thanks, and once the client's gone again, just make sure I'm grounded and back, you know, back here, back to reality. And I think that's about it. So I'll leave you with another gong, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.